in the room. I'm Dre Grimy,
Oh, I'm Curtis Median.
and we about to talk about philosophies on life, how we feel about life. Life kind of crazy right now, but we're gonna do what we do. You dig? So, my boy Kurt, what you got?
I think I want to start from the bottom. Go to the top with this one. I think we're gonna start with some little, here and there questions. It really ain't. It's about life, but they're not in the category, we can set up for right now.
All right.
So, why do you think we operate as sheep or the group thinking in some of the cases?
We're being conditioned by social media, and basically, we act as sheep because that's just basically how it's been since the beginning of time. I mean, really since the modern day era. Like, even the thought of famous people, like, people are just people, but because they're famous, like, we hope we put them on a pedestal. It's like we've been taught, like, famous people are up here, we're down here. That's why I love the Joker movie. Because, the Joker talk about a whole bunch of stuff, and he talks about basically how the system's messed up. So I feel like as far as sheep and as far as people do what's comfortable for them.
Right.
And people go with the flow based on what they feel like is okay and everything else. So basically, that's really why people are sheep. And people just, like I said, they don't know really what direction to go in. So whatever direction everybody's like, this is what we're doing now, that's what everybody's gonna go with.
Right.
Like 10 years ago, you could say whatever you wanted to, especially on Twitter. Now you gotta be concerned if I don't want to offend these people, I don't want to offend these other people. It's just like, bro, just talk. You know what I'm saying? But
Right.
lack of communication is all through the nation. So, I mean, that's really what's going on. That's how I feel about it.
And I definitely feel that I'm right along with it, and I feel like it's some people are scared to step out of their comfort zone. It's cool. It's like I see 10 other people, doing a certain thing. They all like. No, I'm not gonna say they gonna fuck. But they say the Beehive. But I'm like, oh well. Everybody likes Beyonce, so it's cool just to fall in line and be like, this is who I like because 30 other people do, instead of being like, oh, I like this smaller local artist.
I mean, with that, I feel like you can like who you want to, just make sure you like them for you.
Yeah, and I'm just saying, just using that for example, because I know a lot of people, it's like, they feel like they can, like you said, condition to like, everybody likes this, so I have to like it as well.
Right.
Rather than it's like, you don't necessarily have to. If, like you said, if that's what you like, it's okay. But don't like it because 30 other people like it.
Right. I mean, like me, I love different things and different artists and different people. But just because a lot of people not on the wave or they're not privy to what I'm privy to, like Tame Impala, I feel like it's the best rock group or music group in modern day history right now.
Right.
A lot of people don't know who Tame Impala is.
Right.
So, it's subjective, but I just feel like people, like I said, people do what's safe because they scared of internet bullying and everything else. They're scared of being judged. They're scared of being, talked about or canceled or all this other shit. So, I mean, people just need to do what's right for them so they can be happy with the decisions they make.
Yeah, I definitely feel that. So we can go right on to this other one. Ooh, shit. Why do we make excuses for things that we can see clearly, in the sense of, and more gearing towards the stuff that we know we shouldn't either do, like, and it goes for things and people.
I feel like because it's like the sheep thing. It's like everybody wants to be a part of the herd. Nobody wants to be by themselves and solo.
Right.
So, I mean, it's pretty much like, and then it's like the perspective of what's right and what's wrong has been altered so much through social media and through certain things. Like, I mean, it's a lot, as much as the world's changing, people are trying to adapt to new rules and new ways of thinking, and they're trying to adapt to things that's cool and not cool.
Right.
So it's an ongoing battle, and then like some people adapt, and some people are like, okay, we're not doing this no more.
Mm-hmm.
But it's like, are we not doing this because it's a group thing, or are we not doing this no more because you as an individual decided this is not what we're doing,
Right.
or what I'm not doing? So I feel like, people make excuses because they either don't understand or they riding for the thing they're making excuses for.
I think a lot of people do that because I'm be thinking of like a relationship thing. Why are you making excuses for a person? Like, and I know it's different because there's diseases, you don't know the situation, but like male or female, a nigga, somebody beating your ass, they don't love you. I'm sorry.
Yeah, but I mean, the thing about that is, love is the. I saw a quote one time. It says something about love is the most, not inaccurate, but it's the most. No, love is the most unreliable emotion that we have.
Yeah.
Like, love is like so subjective.
But I say it's all about love is more of what you define it as.
Right. So like, a person might get their ass beat by their spouse, but if the bills are paid and they used to come from a place where they couldn't keep the lights on, well, they love me because, I'm living in a house where everything's paid for. I mean, they might abuse me, but I mean, that comes with the territory. Like, they don't know any better.
Right.
So it's, like I said, love is subjective, and just people making excuses because people don't want to own up to their shit, and people don't want to,
I think it's a pride thing too. Because it's like, say if you was dating a female and she allocated you and she was like, bro, she taking all your money, but it was like, but she there for me when she ain't know nobody else was, and this, that, and the third. I'm like, bro, that's still not an excuse for her to be buying Chanel bags and y'all lights is off.
I mean, I know a situation where a dude living with a chick who cheated and broke up, and basically he took her back. And I'm just basically like, okay, well, she did all this other stuff, but you still took her back. Like, you ain't got no friends.
Not a real one,
like,
anyway.
Honestly, like, it's one thing everybody, I ain't gonna say everybody cheat, but everybody's probably been cheated on or know somebody who's been cheated on. So it's like, you have to realize, you have to set the bar for yourself. Mm-hmm. Like, what are you tolerating, what you not tolerating?
Right.
And if you make excuses for something, you know the right answer, but you just making excuses because you're not trying to face with what you really got in front of you.
Right.
So really, that's what it is too.
Okay, I definitely agree with that. My last one is, I didn't even tell you about this one. Why is it cool now to be an introvert?
Because the world is always on some bullshit. Like, for one, if you're an introvert, you focus on yourself. Mm-hmm. If you ain't right, nothing else is right.
Right.
So, like, your mental health, the way you feel about things, everything. I mean, I'm not saying, like, be totally into yourself and don't be in tune with what's going on around you, but it's more so, like, it's cool to be an introvert because there's so many things that make you accessible. Mm-hmm. You got Facebook, Instagram, Snapchat, email, your phone, going out in public, just different things like that, YouTube, different apps and shit. You have so many things that can draw you outwards to where you put so much energy into those things that you don't focus on yourself and get yourself right. So basically, when it comes to why is it cool to be an introvert now, pretty much it's cool because if you're not an introvert right now, you don't got control of yourself right now. Mm-hmm. So it's basically cool to just have control of yourself and know what's going on with your health and everything else with yourself. Because like I said, if you ain't got yourself right, you can't do nothing else.
I feel as such that this is, how do I want to say this? I think niggas are making an excuse to be rude. Because I know introverts. Some people are just like either you gotta switch where you can be extrovert and an introvert, or people are claiming they're an introvert. But I know you like you speak. I think you're making an excuse like I don't feel like speaking to this person. So I'm like, oh, I'm sorry, I'm real shy. Like, no, you were just drunk staying on the bar yesterday.
I mean, but if you got a substance in you, you gonna act like you're real. You know what I mean?
Right.
I mean, as far as that go, like some people. Why I think it's cool to be an introvert now is because you get to know yourself.
Right.
Because it's so easy to follow trends, follow what's fashionably okay, follow everything else. But really, once you get in tune with yourself and know like what you like and what you want to do, like you said, the switch. Like I could see like me for example, I'm both. I'm an introvert and an extrovert.
Right.
But I'm only an introvert with people once I fuck with them and I understand like what they about.
Right.
When I'm an introvert, I'm analyzing everything you do.
Yeah.
So it's like for me, I know what works for me. So until you figure out what works for you, you need to be an introvert. Because if you're an introvert, you're just gonna go with whatever is popular.
Right. I definitely feel that, but I feel like a lot of people are claiming it, and they're not claiming that they got to switch. It's like, oh, I'm sociable when need be. There's a difference of like, oh, I'm an introvert. Because an introvert is like, you very in tune with who you are. You stay to yourself. You would rather stay in the house. But a lot of you people who are claiming they're introverts, and y'all go out every weekend and shit, and the weekend starts on Thursday for you.
I mean, like I said, like everybody's different. I mean, the thing about me is just like I knew early on I was more so introvert dominant than extrovert, but that's just because the way I grew up and where I was from. Like you can't really be smiling in everybody's face. Right, you can't be smiling in everybody's face, asking them questions because niggas gonna be looking at you like,
so happy for
right, and even that's the thing, like that's fucked up. But it's like you can't be happy around motherfuckers. But
you ain't nothing to be happy about. We poor, like goddamn.
Just got a raise, nigga. Like what's up? I can't smile for this 50-cent raise,
right?
Even though that ain't shit, but still, it's like I just think people need to do what works for them.
Right.
At the end of the day. Like, some people aren't good at being introverts. They just want to be out in public and do what they want to do. Right. Some people feel more comfortable being in a small circle. And that comes with anxiety and a whole bunch of stuff, past experiences and all that stuff. So, I just like a person who's able to adapt.
Yeah.
Like, as long as you have adaptability, like, that's cool with me.
Yeah, I've been preaching that since I don't know fucking when.
Right. So, like me, I'm an introvert by heart, but I can have a conversation with different people. A lot of people can't do that. So, it's like, you can be an introvert, but don't become obsessed with being an introvert.
Like, you don't, like, in the sense you don't want to be bothered. Because I feel like some of the issue is, like, and I ain't saying issue. You do your thing. I can't control what you do, but we're social creatures, and I feel like when you're too introverted in yourself, you almost not learn, but you forget how to be a part of stuff. Like how to speak. You kind of lose social skills, and it's kind of like you get out there and now I don't know what to do with myself.
Well, that's why I say don't become so obsessed with being one thing, because we're human beings. We evolve every day.
Right.
So it's like certain things, like you can be an introvert, but you have to know how to be an outrovert, or what's the other? Is it outrovert?
Yeah.
Extrovert. Extrovert. Yeah, there we go. I have to be an extrovert when the time comes.
Right.
So like when I go to work, I'm an extrovert. When I'm around my friends and in public and at bars and stuff, extrovert. But if I'm by myself, or if I really ain't got to mess with nobody right now, I'm an introvert.
So you like pretty much I'm saying forced, But yeah, you're not gonna force yourself. Like an extrovert is kind of like, and they don't necessarily need to, but they feel like they everything that they, how they react to things, everything they feelings are more out. So they feel like they have to be around people in different. So like you, when you don't need to be around people, you're not around people.
Pretty much, if I don't have to be around people, I mean, if I could be around my people, like the people I rock with, like that's cool.
Right.
But it's like so many people are so sensitive nowadays. Like, you don't want to be an extrovert so much because you might say something in one group of people, you might say something in one friend group and everybody laugh. You say that in another friend group, everybody mad. And they trying to judge you and all this other stuff. So it's really just like, you want to be yourself regardless, but at the same time, you just got to know your audience and know who you around. It's like a comedian. Like some comedians can, like, who was it? Daniel Tosh. Yeah, Daniel Tosh. He did like he did a joke, and it was a borderline racist joke, whatever. I laughed because I was like, I understand where he was coming from. But he even said, like, some places I can't do this joke. Like, I saw how you guys reacted, I could do this joke. So, like, when you see certain stuff like that, you just have to know who you around. Like,
Right.
if I'm around,
Know your audience, pretty
right?
much.
Know who you around. Like, if you know your circumstances and know who you're around. If you're a white person, you're around a bunch of black people, and you say something negative about, I don't know, Jay-Z,
Right.
or you say something negative about Beyonce or Rihanna, just know there's probably gonna be about 60 to 70% of the people that you around that's gonna have something to say to you about that.
Right.
Or if you a black person and you out in like this uppity community and you say something about the red hat group and basically 50% of the people rock with the red hat.
Right.
The other 50%, half of them probably do and don't. The other, 25% don't. Like, you gotta understand that 75% is probably gonna have something to say to you.
Right.
So you just have to know who you around and know who you dealing with. That comes with awareness and understanding and being sensitive to, like I said, your audience.
Right. Definitely feel that.
Yeah.
So we're gonna hop up to these choices. And
you wanna go by the first one?
yeah, let's do the first one.
Okay. Do you believe your decisions in life are guided by a higher power?
I do to an extent. I definitely do.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like we all have a path, and sometimes obstacles can put in our way to make certain choices.
Mm-hmm.
And the way we react and or do and deal with these certain choices could lead us down one way or down another.
Mm-hmm.
So, higher power, whether you're spiritual, believe in religion, anything, I feel like where we're supposed to go, the certain paths can, make sure you detour and go the right way. But I do believe, like within one, I do believe in free will. We can detour and go off on somewhere else that we quote unquote shouldn't be going.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean,
I feel that. Me, I feel like we ain't in control of nothing.
yeah,
We just vessels for whatever. Basically, I feel like human beings are just chess pieces in the spirituality realm. Like, I feel like God and the devil are literally playing chess right now, and we're all just pieces in that.
mm-hmm.
Whatever decisions you make, you might 1 point for the devil or 1 point for God. I feel like they both got like a little tally sheet that they doing on what we're doing in the world. But I just feel like my decisions definitely guided by higher power because it's already been written for us.
Yeah,
Like everything we do everything in the past has been set up for where we at now.
right.
So history repeats itself. A lot of things repeats itself. A lot of things, you can literally look at it and be like, yeah, I can see that happening.
Right.
Like, and it's all by design. So it's like, when you look at it from that perspective, it's like we not in control of nothing.
Right.
So it's best to just be your best person because you're not in control of nothing. Anything can get stripped from you. Anything can happen at any time.
Right.
So, like as far as like free will, do I believe in free will? Yeah, I believe in free will. But I also believe that people aren't willing to be free. So,
I definitely, I can just see that.
Like we have free will, but people aren't willing to be free. They're not willing to be themselves. They're willing to conform. They're willing to understand
And
that
care what other
they
people think.
right
Make said decisions.
right. They care about things, which goes into the sheep,
Right.
mentality. Like we were talking about stating earlier, is a lot of people don't know what to do with their free will. They don't know how to, orchestrate their lives. And it's messed up because you see so many people just follow trends and do what's cool. Like, no knock against Apple at all. I got a Samsung, but whatever. But basically, hey man, I've been rocking with them since '08 or whenever they started making phones, whatever. But everybody, when a new iPhone comes out, it's a status thing.
Yeah.
Oh, you don't have the new iPhone with the 3 cameras? Oh, okay.
You're poor.
Like you haven't
You
upgraded
are
since
poor.
the 6. You haven't upgraded since the 6. Your phone's old. Like the way that they come at
Does
you.
it still work?
Right. It still works. It still is like okay. Oh well, whatever makes you happy. Like there's so much judgment in that, and it's like, who cares? As long as I can call, text, and do what I want to do online, like it don't matter. But people get so hung up on certain things, and it's like y'all need to really reel it back and realize what's important and what's not important. Like I used to think people with cars that had dents in them and was broken down, they were just trash. That's how I used to think back in the day. Until I got a car. And I got dents. And my car broke down.
Right.
And I was like, okay,
You irresponsible.
this is real life stuff.
Right.
It's not necessarily about status or anything. It's just anything can happen to anybody. My car got hit when it was parked twice. I didn't even get into no real accident. It's just my car was parked and somebody hit my car. Another person hit my car like a couple months later. So you know what I'm saying? So it's like they can't park or pull off. But basically, yeah, I mean, if you have free will and if you have certain things, because it says God gives us free will. So it's like, you can do whatever you want, but just understand that there's circumstances and consequences for whatever you decide to do in your free time.
Right. That's why I always believe that we all have like something, like without jumping to the next topic, we all have like something we're supposed to do in life. We're put here for a reason.
Mm-hmm.
I just feel like there's like millions of ways for us to get there. That's why I was like, I believe that we're guided. It's just like you can make your own choices. We have free will. Say you're supposed to be somebody who helps homeless people. You might not directly start a non-for-profit for homeless people. You might end up being a rapper who gives money back and goes one day just hop up and like, I'm finna go clothe homeless people today. I have $1 million to do it. There's nothing stopping me.
True. I mean, it's just, you can be guided by a higher power, but it's like, it still is like, what higher power are you going to be guided by?
True.
Because the devil, I mean, when people say higher power, they think up, so they think God and they think Buddha and everybody up there.
Right.
But a higher power, the devil is a higher power.
Yeah.
But he's a higher power evil, or she is a higher power evil.
Yeah.
Truthfully, well, I ain't gonna say that. But basically, I feel like the devil could be a woman or a man, depending on how the devil feels that day. But
yeah,
basically,
I mean, and then they say it comes in the form of what you want most. Or something
exactly. So basically, you can be guided by the wrong things too.
Yeah.
And you can be guided by the right things. So it just depends on what path you want. But you have to live and die by your stuff because look at every movie. Look at all the bad guys. And when they decide to do something good, that's when they die.
Yeah.
Look at Scarface, the movie Scarface, Tony Montana. Killer. Killed people, did cocaine, didn't care, drug deal, made money, shot people, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Soon as he killed somebody because that person was going to kill kids, that was the spark of the downward spiral to him dying.
Yeah.
Because he did something noble. If he had just let dude blow the kids up, he would have been right along that, still being guided by that higher power, which was the evil higher power.
Right.
And he would have been cool. As soon as you switch up, that's when things go bad for you. If you a good guy, like you can look at freaking Star Wars, Anakin Skywalker.
Mm-hmm.
Once he became Darth Vader, that's when everything went down.
Right.
Because he was so good, the chosen one, and then he became Darth Vader, and then he went downward. You know what I mean?
Right.
So it's just you can be guided by whatever you choose, whatever path you choose. Just you have to stick with it, because if you try to switch to the other side, you're gonna get hit for it.
Right. And that actually goes into the next conversation. Do you believe there's good and evil in every choice you make?
Yeah, because it's embedded in our spirit. I feel like what's right from wrong.
Right.
You can be like, yeah, I want to steal this car, but if I steal this car, this woman can't take her kids to kindergarten, and she can't go to jobs, and she can't do this, that, and third.
Right.
Yeah, but I like this car. Like, so.
And the crazy thing is, I believe it's both. Like, I can give money to a homeless person, right?
Mm-hmm.
But in the back of my head, I'm doing this because it makes me feel good.
Right.
A lot of people are like, oh, I gave it a carton of my heart. No, technically you gave it because it makes you feel good that you helped somebody.
I mean,
yeah, it helps this person, and you get to see, later on they do better. It's like, yeah, I helped that person. Really? And sometimes in life, I really, truly, like, I try to do it just off the strength of, I know I need to do this.
right.
Not just because it makes me feel good.
Yeah, and I feel like everybody's conscience definitely, chimes in.
Mm-hmm.
Like I was watching, shout out to Sammy the Bull, the mobster, Sammy the Bull, the underboss.
Mm-hmm.
I was watching him, and he basically was like, if they saw somebody doing something wrong with, like, they side chick,
Mm-hmm.
and they had a wife at home, but their wife is, like, considered his sister.
Right.
Because of our connection. That's like if you got a girlfriend,
Mm-hmm.
and I see you with a side chick, but I know your wife knows my kids, your wife knows my wife, I'm gonna tell you, get out this bar. Quit doing this stuff. Quit
Right.
doing all, like, I'll holler at you about that. That don't make you look good. That don't make your wife look good. She out here thinking that that's, you her man and you the one and only, but you not. So it's like a noble thing. But then it's like also your conscience too. When Sammy the Bull, if he had to, like, clip somebody,
Right.
that was for the mob the family he was, participating in, or that was for whatever reason the person did the wrong thing. So it's like a person can still be back and forth.
And that's perfect you said that, because that's like another example I was looking at. Like, yeah, you killed somebody. It's wrong to kill somebody. That's evil. But at the same time, that's your job, putting money on the table.
Right. I mean, it's like, I feel like it don't matter what you do in life, it just matters the energy behind it.
Right.
That has always been my motto. Like, it says thou shalt not kill, but God killed. So it's like, God killed more people than the devil in the Bible, according to a lot of sources. So it's like, if I'm made in the image of God, that means I'm capable of doing a lot of things he can do.
Right. I think he definitely understands, because he is the only perfect person.
Mm-hmm.
So I think he knows it's like, yeah, I made these rules. Just like you have rules at work.
Right.
But there's gonna be a time where they say, yeah, you can only wear all black. There's gonna be one day like, damn, I don't have no clean clothes, so I'm gonna wear gray. It's like technically, you know, they know sometimes not every rule can be abided by.
Yeah, but I mean, I just feel like I said, it's the energy behind it. Like, I feel like you're not gonna go to hell if you see a man drown. He drowned your first kid. He's about to drown your other two kids, and you shoot and kill him because that's what you need to do to protect the other kids.
Right.
I don't think you're gonna go to hell for that.
Or if somebody's strangling, or in the sense of like, if it's just directly out of you, this person is strangling me, and I got a knife in my hand. I'm just like, well, I ain't supposed to kill nobody. I'm just let him just kill me. Like, no, it's self defense. You have to defend yourself.
Right. So I feel like there's a lot of things, I ain't gonna say loopholes because that makes it sound like you're trying to be sneaky, but there's a lot of
let's just say questions.
Yeah, there's a lot of questions, and there's a lot of things that are subjective.
Right.
So it's like, whatever, you know, pretty much you get judged by the good things you do and the bad things you do. But like I said, it's pretty much, for me at least, it's based off the energy behind what you do.
Right.
Like if you do things for greed and...
Because I can give you some money and then somebody turn around and be like, well, this homeless man needed it, so technically like, well, that's evil. You gave your friend some money who needed it, but you didn't give somebody who doesn't even have somewhere to live.
I mean, but they don't know my situation either. Plus, you know where my money going. You don't know what they gonna do.
Right.
I ain't gonna say what I did, but I've helped people out in the past, and you know, I never knew where my money was going.
Right.
But I did it.
Yeah.
So, you know, it just depends on. And then plus, I need people to stop trying to tell other people to do it. Stop trying to tell other people what to do with their stuff.
Yeah.
Like, quit trying to tell me what to do with my own money. It's my
money.
It's mine.
Certain, I can't sit here and be like, all of them work hard for it. But let's say this is the people who work hard to be rich and famous. Why are y'all complaining and telling them like, well, there's homeless kids in Africa. I personally cannot do anything for that right now. If I want to buy a car, I can buy a car. I work for it. I mean...
Yeah,
I understand where they coming from, but at the same time, who are you to tell me what to do with my money that I work hard for?
Yeah, like people always try to tell you what to do with your own situations, but they not in your shoes. So it's like, if you're not in my shoes, then stop trying to run my life. Because you don't understand what I'm really going through. So a lot of people need to mind their own business.
Yeah.
And a lot of people need to know how to operate their own business. So
right. Maybe they'd be all right if they found, you know, they felt they were really put here for a purpose.
Everybody knows their purpose. They just scared to figure it out.
Yeah.
Or they don't want to go that way.
Yeah, I feel it. I feel like a lot of people, when they be like, I have to go find my purpose, I feel like a lot of people already know it. They just don't. What they feel like their purpose is, they don't want to do.
Basically, to find your purpose, look at what you've been doing your whole entire life and what attributes you've been using that go towards that thing that you've been doing all your life.
Mm-hmm.
And based off of that, figure out a way how to make money off your own talents that you have, and then you'll find your purpose.
Yeah.
It's that easy.
It's like I said, not hard. Like, you one of those people that you just love giving back. No, and you really good at taking care of kids. Why don't you get a non-for-profit and, you know, help find kids a good home, or
be a teacher, be a counselor.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Like, it's simple. Like I said, all you gotta do is look at your whole life, what you've been doing. Me, I've been good at writing. I've been good at telling stories. I've been good at humor.
Mm-hmm.
I should be able to record some stuff, make some money off of it.
Yeah.
Boom. So that's pretty much like how I analyzed it.
Right.
So that's pretty much, it's easy, but you have to like really be, like we said, an introvert. That's why I feel like a lot of people are introverts now. That's why a lot of people are entrepreneurs now, because they realize, I don't want to do what the past generation did.
Right.
I want to do what I want to do. But you gotta also make sure that you pay them bills because you can have dreams, but dreams don't keep the lights on. So
Yeah.
make sure you do that.
I definitely feel like a lot. I feel the going. I hate to say going purpose. It's like a thing, but I feel everybody was put here to make where we live, which is this world we live in right now, a better place in their own way.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like you being an artist, you can help tell somebody's story. If you want to do, even if you just writing like a play or anything, you can help laugh and all this different stuff, and it helps somebody. Somebody got through their day, their week, because they listen to your music, listen to this show, and you're like, hey, you know what? I really, connect on what he's talking about.
Yeah, I mean, you just have to know your place. Like a lot of people don't know their place, but like I just said, all you gotta do is really be in tune to yourself.
Mm-hmm.
Understand yourself. Understand your talents. You can do something better than anybody else.
Yeah.
You just have to figure out what that thing is. Then once you figure that out, how can I make money off this one thing I'm better than everybody else at?
Mm-hmm.
Like LeBron James. That nigga's abusive as hell. Like, you 260 freight train going down the court, dunking, shooting, passing, rebounding, blocking shots, all this extra stuff. Like, he could have easily played football.
Right.
But he was like, I'm going to dominate in basketball.
Right.
And I'm going to be this big, and I'm going to do this, and that, third. And that's what he gravitated towards. So, the fact that he can do that, the fact that he realized that.
And the fact of where he came from, I mean, just off the sense of where he came from, he gave people like small town people like you. It's not the big city. You don't have to be from Chicago. You don't have to be from New York. You don't have to be from Miami. You can come from Akron, Ohio, and still be one of the greatest athletes or the greatest people to ever do whatever you decide to do with your life ever.
I mean, like most, what's that song? Don't Stop Believing.
Right.
Just a small time girl. I mean, I've been to Akron. Like Akron is like hell no.
It's like hell no.
Like, no shots to Akron, but like I had an auntie that died in Akron, and I visited up there, and I was in the hood, and I was at they Popeyes, and I was like,
he said
nah.
You can keep all this. He said you can keep all of this.
No. So I mean, they definitely rough from where he from. So I mean, I get it. I mean, even in Nap, like we got some of the most beautiful women in the world. Taylor Martinez, about to be like the biggest model ever. I don't care what nobody say. I'm gonna say it right here. Taylor Martinez is gonna be one of the biggest ever freaking models. She's from here. Like you look at Charlie from ESPN.
Mm-hmm.
Charlie, I can't think of her last name right now, but she does First Take.
Oh yeah. I forget what her full name is.
Yeah, but. Like she's CHARLY. I want to say DeVolt or Avolt, something like that.
Mm-hmm.
But anyway, she's from here, and she one of the baddest females doing her thing on ESPN, doing her thing WWE. Like a lot of small town people do big time things.
Yeah.
So I mean,
Coach K.
Right. So
Quality Control from Indianapolis, Indiana.
Right. So I mean, I look at that and I'm just like, okay, they found their purpose.
Right.
They figured out what they were good at, what they could do, and they moving up. So I mean, it's that simple, but it's like you gotta be disciplined enough to know what you need to do in order to get where you want to be.
Yeah.
That's all it is.
And like I feel like a lot of people are just walking around on here and don't understand, and or maybe not even want to understand why they're here, what they're here for.
A lot of people be distracted because they want to be.
They look at, I think, And it's like if you go back to the sheep mentality, I look at, hey, Dre's an artist. That looks fun. I want to do that. It might not be for you.
Yeah, I mean, like, I wanted to be an NBA basketball player and play for the New York Knicks and be the GOAT. Went to high school. Freshmen are 6'10", 6'11" in height. I'm like, haha, okay. So
he said I'm gonna be Patrick Ewing.
I thought I was gonna be Iverson for real. Then it just didn't happen. So I mean, it's cool to try certain stuff, but like if you try it and you realize this ain't going nowhere and it's been multiple years,
right?
Unless you fully tried it, you have to fully try everything.
Right.
Like even me, you know, like you said, artist. I ain't fully went into it until the last year.
Right.
So pretty much like I see things about to happen, I know what's up.
Mm-hmm.
So, but that life ain't for everybody.
Right.
You know, not everybody can be LeBron James. Not everybody can be, you know, Charlie.
Mm-hmm.
Not everybody can be, you know, Taylor. Not everybody can be who they about to be.
Right.
And what they are. So.
And it takes time. I'm never, you know, putting nobody down that's, you know, that don't know quite yet.
Mm-hmm.
Because it all does take time.
Right.
But if you know, I feel like if you know, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And I think you should go after it. Quit being scared. I don't even care if it's something I damn near for the disrespect. I don't care if it's you want to be a makeup artist or if you want to own a Fortune 500 company. You figure it out. Stay to it. This is really what you think it is. A lot of people half-ass a lot of shit. Mm-hmm. Once you figure it out, go for it. And a lot of people, like I said, will look at it like, hey, why are they successful? What did Kanye say? Instagram got your biz, dog. Mm-hmm. Just because these motherfuckers is on there and like they showing their highlights, that's not their whole entire life.
Yeah, I mean, that's the thing. Like people take everything for face value, and that's what messes everything up. So I don't really understand it, but it's like people just have to understand what's real and what's fake.
Right.
Like it's very easy to get caught up in the BS. It's very easy. It's very easy to believe in. You go to the club, you see some people shining, they buying bottles, whatever. Yeah, they buying bottles with their rent money. And then they smashing somebody else, hoping that, you know, they can pay their rent or whatever.
Probably.
So, I mean, I know. Woohoo! But anyway, basically, that's what it is. You just gotta be able to separate the real from the fake, man. Really, that's what it comes to, bottom line. Because, I mean, people can front all day, but when you know what it really is, that's when it's like, all right, bro.
All right.
Thank you for spending your rent money on bottles, and now you're trying to figure out how you're going to ask people for money or how you're going to do certain things to get your stuff right. Like, you staying with a girl or you trying to, I ain't judging, you know, sleeping with a sugar daddy, whatever you do. I ain't judging. I'm just saying, like, don't act like you got it like that when you don't.
Right. No, I'm judging. You don't got it like that. They do. You need to find your purpose so you can get your own money and do your own thing. That's what we out here.
True. But
you have to be self-reliant out here.
Yeah, but, I mean, everybody do what they want to do.
Yeah.
So many people selling news nowadays. DMs be popping, boy.
Oh, God.
DMs be popping.
Boy, but, man, philosophy on life. You know, we could go on for days, but we're not going to do that.
Pretty much.
Well, make better choices. Find your purpose. I'm Curtis Media.
I'm Dre Graham.
And this is The Waiting Room.
We out.